I was sitting at the dinner table when my mom looked straight at me and said, "Hannah, you'll have to move your wedding. Vanessa's venue only had this one date available." I froze. My wedding was already booked. 3 weeks before. Vanessa's date. Mom kept going. "You're having something small anyway. Vanessa's is the real event." Everyone at the table nodded. My aunt, my uncle, even my dad. Like my wedding had just been erased with one sentence. That's when I realized I was never the daughter they planned to celebrate. "My name's Hannah. I'm 24 years old. I work as an assistant wedding coordinator at a boutique planning company. It's not glamorous. Long hours, behind-the-scenes work, modest pay. But I love it. I've helped plan everything from backyard ceremonies to ballroom receptions. I know how to make magic happen, even on the tightest budgets." I'd been engaged to Daniel for 6 months. We'd been together 4 years. He's a graphic designer, quiet, steady, kind. The kind of guy who brings you coffee in the morning and remembers how you take it. We'd been saving for 2 years, put down deposits, booked a small venue, ordered invitations. Nothing fancy. Just us, our friends, and the people we loved. Or so I thought. My younger sister Vanessa is 21. She's always been the shining star in our family. Dramatic, loud, the one who gets what she wants. When Vanessa graduated high school, we had a party for 60 people. When I graduated, we went to dinner. When Vanessa got her first boyfriend, Mom threw her a relationship shower. When I got engaged, Mom said, "That's nice, sweetheart," and went back to her phone. I was the responsible one, the mature one, the one who was supposed to understand. I wasn't the loud one. I wasn't the one who demanded attention. But I had something they didn't see coming. I knew how to make dreams happen, even when no one believed in them. I wasn't asking for much, just one day. My day. If you've ever been pushed aside by family, subscribe right now and tell me where you're watching from. I need to know I'm not alone in this. 2 days after that dinner, my mom called. She wanted to talk things through. I already knew this wasn't going to be good. "Hannah, honey," she started. Her voice had that fake sweet tone she uses when she wants something. "Vanessa's fiancé's family is very wealthy. The expectations are high. This wedding really matters for our family image." I didn't say anything. "You understand, don't you?" "What about my wedding?" I finally asked. "You'll still get married, sweetie, just later, maybe next year. Vanessa can't wait. She's already pregnant." The words hit me like a slap. Pregnant. Vanessa was pregnant, and I was finding out like this, on a phone call, as an afterthought. "Mom, I've already put down deposits," I said. My voice was shaking. "I'll lose everything. $3,000. Daniel and I saved for 2 years." "We'll help you rebook," she said, brushing it off. "But right now, we need that money." I blinked. "What?" "We need you to give your deposit money to Vanessa to help cover her wedding. You're both my daughters. This is what family does." I couldn't speak. Daniel was sitting next to me. I'd put her on speakerphone. His face went red. "Mom," I said slowly, "Vanessa's fiancé's family is wealthy. Can't they cover it?" Her voice turned cold. "Don't be selfish, Hannah. Vanessa needs us. You've always been so independent. You'll figure it out." I felt trapped. If I said no, I'd be the bad sister. The selfish one. The one who didn't care about family. "I need to think about it," I said. "I already told Vanessa you'd help." Her tone was ice. "Don't embarrass me." She hung up. I sat there staring at my phone. My wedding had just been canceled, without my permission. And now I was expected to pay for my replacement. Daniel grabbed my hand. "You're not giving her a dime." I wanted to believe him. but the guilt was already crawling up my throat. Over the next 2 weeks, Vanessa's wedding took over everything. Every family group chat, every phone call, every dinner conversation. Vanessa posted photos every single day. Dress shopping, venue tours, cake tastings. I wasn't invited to any of it. I texted my mom once. "When are we going to talk about rebooking my wedding?" She replied 6 hours later. After Vanessa's settled, "Let's focus on one thing at a time." Daniel tried to comfort me. He held me while I cried. He told me we'd figure it out. But I felt invisible, like I'd been erased. Then came Vanessa's engagement party. It was at this upscale restaurant downtown. Chandeliers, white tablecloths, a private room with a champagne tower. Daniel and I showed up. I don't know why. Maybe I was hoping things would feel normal again, that someone would ask me how I was doing. No one did. During the toasts, Vanessa's future mother-in-law turned to me. She was polite, smiling. "And when's your big day, Hannah?" Before I could answer, Vanessa laughed, loud enough for everyone to hear. "Oh, Hannah's not in a rush. She's always been the low-key one. My wedding's the one everyone's excited about." The table laughed. My face burned. My aunt leaned over and whispered, "At least you won't have the pressure Vanessa has. You can do something cheap and simple." I excused myself, went to the bathroom, locked the stall door, and fought back tears. On my way back, I passed 2 of my cousins in the hallway. "Hannah's wedding would have been boring anyway," one of them said. "Vanessa's will actually be fun." They didn't see me. I walked past them, head down, and sat back at the table. Daniel saw my face and squeezed my hand under the table. We left early. A week later, my mom called again. This time, her voice was urgent. "Hannah, Vanessa's floral budget went over. She needs another $1,500. I closed my eyes. "Mom, you said you'd help. Vanessa's counting on you." "I never said that," I interrupted. "I said I'd think about it. And I can't. Daniel and I are trying to restart our own plans." Her voice turned to ice. "So you'd let your sister's wedding fall apart because you're holding a grudge? That's not fair." Then I heard Vanessa's voice in the background. "Is that Hannah? Let me talk to her." There was shuffling. Then Vanessa was on the line, crying. "I thought you loved me, Hannah. I guess I was wrong." I felt like I was going insane, like I'd stepped into some alternate reality where I was the villain. "I'll see what I can do," I said quietly. I hung up. Daniel looked at me. "Hannah, no." "I know," I whispered. "I know." That night, he sat me down, looked me in the eyes. "You don't owe them your happiness," he said. "Let's do this on our own." And something in me shifted. What they didn't know was that I wasn't just an assistant at a wedding planning company. Over the past year, I'd been quietly building relationships with florists, photographers, caterers, DJs, bakers. I'd helped coordinate over 30 weddings. I'd learned every shortcut, every negotiation trick, every way to make a small budget look like $1 million. My boss had told me a few months ago that I had a gift. I had a notebook, a private one, filled with ideas for my own wedding. Affordable but stunning. Vendors I trusted. Contacts who owed me favors. A photographer named Iris once told me, "When it's your turn, call me. I owe you for saving my reputation at the Morrison wedding." A baker named Tom said the same thing. "You got me my best referral. Your cake's on me." I'd never cashed in those favors. I'd been planning to use my savings like everyone else. But now, with my family cutting me off, I realized I had a network they knew nothing about. I'd spent 2 years making other people's dreams come true. Maybe it was time to make my own. That night, I opened my notebook, started texting vendors. Within 24 hours, I had 3 confirmed yesies. My boss, Margot, noticed I'd been distracted at work. She's in her 50s. Warm, but no nonsense. The kind of woman who can solve a seating chart crisis in 5 minutes and still have time to make you laugh. She invited me to coffee one afternoon. I didn't plan to tell her everything, but once I started talking, I couldn't stop. She listened, didn't interrupt, just nodded. When I finished, she set down her cup. "You've made miracles happen for strangers," she said. "Let me help you make one for yourself." I started to protest, but she held up her hand. "I co-own a garden estate about 20 minutes outside the city. It's available on your original date. It's yours if you want it. Consider it payment for all the unpaid overtime you've given me." I started crying right there in the coffee shop. Over the next 3 weeks, Daniel and I planned in secret. Iris confirmed she'd shoot our wedding for free. Tom said he'd make our cake. Florist I'd helped out of a scheduling disaster offered wildflower arrangements at cost. A DJ I'd once saved from a no-show gig said he'd play for us. Daniel used his graphic design skills to create beautiful invitations. Simple, elegant, personal. We invited close friends. Daniel's family, who'd been nothing but supportive. A few distant cousins who'd always been kind to me. We did not invite my mother, or Vanessa, or the aunts who whispered about me. Meanwhile, Vanessa's wedding planning was spiraling. Budget overruns, bridesmaid drama, fights with vendors. My mom called twice more asking for money. I politely declined both times. Vanessa sent me a text. "I can't believe you'd abandon me like this." I didn't respond. Then she posted on social media. "Can't wait for the wedding of the year. Some people just don't understand what it takes to make a dream come true." I saw it, smiled quietly, kept planning. 1 week before Vanessa's wedding, my mom left me a voicemail. "I assume you're coming to Vanessa's wedding. Try to be happy for her, even if you're jealous." I deleted it. The day before Vanessa's wedding, Daniel and I got married. Margot's garden estate was perfect. String lights hung between the trees. Wildflowers everywhere. Soft music. 50 people who actually loved us. I wore a simple lace dress I'd found on sale. It fit like it was made for me. Daniel cried during his vows. So did I. Iris captured every moment. Tom's cake was a masterpiece. 3 tiers, lavender and vanilla, topped with fresh flowers. It was everything I'd ever wanted, and I'd done it myself. That evening, we posted a few photos online, tagged our friends. Within an hour, the posts started circulating. Vanessa saw them first. My phone rang. I almost didn't answer, but I did. "You got married without telling us?" she screamed. "On purpose?" I took a breath, kept my voice calm. "I got married on the date I originally planned. You're the one who said I should wait. You're just jealous I'm having a real wedding and you had some backyard thing." "I had the wedding I wanted," I said, "with people who actually care about me." She started crying, loud, dramatic sobs. "You're ruining my weekend. Everyone's going to talk about you instead of me." "Vanessa," I said, "my wedding has nothing to do with yours. I didn't invite you because I didn't want the drama. I wanted one day that was mine." She hung up. 10 minutes later, my mom called. "How could you do this to your sister?" Her voice was shaking with rage. "You know her wedding is tomorrow." "Mom, I moved on. You told me to, so I did." "You did this to embarrass us." "No," I said, and my voice was steady, strong. "I did this because I deserved to be married, and I wasn't going to wait for your permission anymore. We would have come if you'd invited us." I almost laughed. "Would you? Or would you have found a reason it conflicted with Vanessa's plans?" Silence. I kept going. "I spent my whole life stepping aside. Not this time. I hope Vanessa's wedding is everything she wants, but mine already was." You'll regret this, she said, but her voice cracked. Family is supposed to come first. It did, Mom. My family. Daniel, my friends. The people who showed up for me. I could hear her breathing. She didn't know what to say. For the first time in my life, her manipulation didn't work. So that's it? She whispered. You're just done with us? I'm done letting you make me feel small, I said. If you want to be part of my life, it has to be on equal terms, not as an afterthought. I hung up. Daniel wrapped his arms around me. I exhaled for the first time in weeks. Vanessa's wedding happened the next day. I heard through mutual friends that it was beautiful, but chaotic. Vanessa's attitude caused tension. My mom looked stressed in all the photos. A few cousins reached out afterward, said they wished they'd been invited to mine. One of them admitted, "We all knew what they were doing to you. I'm sorry we didn't say anything." I didn't respond with bitterness. Just thank them. Moved on. 2 months later, my mom sent a text. I saw your wedding photos. They were lovely. No apology, but it was the closest I'd ever get. I didn't reply right away. Daniel and I were on our honeymoon, a small cabin in the mountains. Simple, peaceful. Ours. When I finally did reply, I kept it short. Thank you. I didn't need more than that. For once, their silence didn't hurt me. It freed me. I realized I'd been waiting my whole life for them to see me, celebrate me, prioritize me. But I didn't need their approval to be worth celebrating. My wedding was proof. I could create my own happiness. Now, Daniel and I are in our new apartment. We look at our wedding photos and laugh at inside jokes. We talk about our favorite moments. The toast our best friend gave. The way the lights looked at sunset. The cake that was almost too pretty to cut. I feel lighter than I have in years. If you've ever had to stand up to family betrayal, hit subscribe and tell me your story. I read every single comment and I want you to know you're not alone. Where are you watching from? Drop your location below. I love seeing how far these stories reach. And if you've ever felt like the backup plan in your own family, I see you. You deserve your own happily ever after, and you don't need anyone's permission to claim it. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next one.